right, y'all. We're in for a treat. This used to be one of my stomping grounds. Well, that boy didn't look very happy, did he? You know, way back in the day, I had a 91 Pontiac Bonneville, and that sucker was, I put the sport rack and painted in there. I changed the front struts, the rear struts, and it would turn further, and it was less turns of the steering wheel to get there. And I put the Paxton supercharger on it. It had the 4-speed transaxle with a lock-up torque converter. So that basically gave it would drop 1,500 to 2,000 RPM on the top, which was quite prosperous for the top end, but it still would take off fairly decent. You know, it wasn't no dragster. It didn't launch. It would roast the tires. I put 16-inch 50s all the way around it off a wrecked Corvette I got from a buddy over in Locust Grove. We're currently in Arkansas, fixing to get on 102 and head towards Decatur. I probably should have went right there, but we're just gonna wait. I've seen 2 trucks in the ditch since we started this. Anyway, from this road right here, from Sanderton, this is the town where I bought the car, so that kind of gives me a little nostalgia.
There are police reported ahead.
We used to run this road at... I've done this entire road with the cruise set at 85. And that ain't nothing to sneeze at. By a long shot. And you're fixed to find out why. And we're going to see what we can do with the truck. If we can ever get out of here. I like the way they space out just enough that you can't make the turn. And of course, I got a 53-foot trailer. I got to think about getting all of me out into the lane. And I know that this road right here, like I said, I used to drive 85 with the cruise set at 85. So I'm expecting somebody to come zipping down through here like a nut. Yeah, here we are 3 minutes in, sitting at the stop sign because safety first. Now, if this was not an automatic truck, I probably would have went about 4 to 12 times by now. And, yeah, so I should probably go right now. But, oh, Grandpa on the trike. Didn't want to spook him. He'll fall down. Yeah, he was spooked too. He slowed way down. Go for it, Grandpa. Wild hogs. Well, that's good to see right there, you know. I really like seeing that. I actually seen a gold wing trike earlier. I thought, man, that'd be nice. And then after that, I was like, man, I am so old. I got another 20 years in me before I get the trike. Okay, we're good to go to the left. Good to go, good to go, good to go. We got 2 to the right. Okay, now they're turning too. So we're getting the fuck out of here.
Continue on Arkansas 102 west for 10 miles.
As soon as I see their blinker, I'm like, I ain't dead. If you're as blinky, we're gonna take that as a green light. Get out. If nothing else, we just gotta turn off that blinker. Man, I gotta figure out how to turn that sound down. The Volvo's got a deal where you can go in that computer and turn the sound off for your blinker. I need to find that for this thing. The starter wire came off while I was driving down the road. Of course, I don't know that that's what has happened. I just know I'm getting a bunch of low voltage glitching and stuff. So So I'm thinking, well, probably battery went bad, or the other possibility of a what you call it, a computer. You know, sometimes the low voltage make them glitch. Sometimes they actually just quit you. So that's the thing. Anyway, see. Yeah, 85, no big deal. We're having fun, right? You'll see here today. Okay, here's 71. Just to get it. Looks like they're building some houses over there. New homes. Breaking Wind West. They really named that place Breaking Wind. Maybe they're breaking ground on Midwest. I don't know. The place stinks. Yep. Even this one here, okay, so we're at 55 just to get it. You know what I mean? So you add 30 mile an hour to this. I don't know why my mouse messed up. Had to tighten up my mouse. So it's like it just sat in the sun long enough, it just got soggy. It just started being all roly-poly. Okay, we're back down to 40. If you're following along chronologically, the videos I've been posting, somewhere back yonder was the Far East. Oh man, if you know, you know. That would be crazy for my old cohorts to see this and realize I had drove past the Far East. I think a tornado came down through here. This used to be a lot more wooded. I remember when all this was woods. And we're at 44. Holding steady at 44. Coming through here double this speed. Now, it wasn't like I just drove down through here with the cruise set at 85 every time. Most of this, I was going faster, way faster. I tapped 130 coming out of that last quarter back there, where I said 71 to 55. Yeah, I come out of that quarter before touching 130. This is before you had the GPS and all that kind of stuff. So the speedometer is not exactly accurate. But I did get a ticket in that car for 165? No, 135 and a 65. Yeah. Back in the day, the judge said, "Do you know what happens when you blow a tire at 130 mile an hour?" I said, "Your Honor, they're Z-rated. They're good for about 190. He said, "You can think about it this weekend." Bang the gavel. Monday came around and I said, "I apologize, sir. I did not mean to sound like a smart aleck. knew I lost my job, and I was a young man. So they decided they were going to bully a young skipper, and it did not work out for them at all. And they found out, and so they put me in the innermost part of the prison, the administrative segregation. Yeah, I think there were 7 of them decided they was going to try some of it, and yeah, I walked through them like Grant walked through Richmond. And one happened to be a guard too, so I think it was sheer pride that kept me from going to prison on that deal, because they didn't want to admit that I beat the shit out of them. And I got in there, they got a little mouthy or whatever else like that, and I was like, I wouldn't do that if I was you. Oh yeah, you think you're tough, blah blah, this and that. And see, they thought that I would wait for them to initiate. However, a young skipper was about that life. Yeah. So see, we're just cruising, I'm in between 50 and 60. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, and I used to know these roads. I do not know them now. My current situation is no different. See, that's 52. See, we're at 53. Just to get in, nothing major. But we're in a semi. Let's not overlook that fact. I think one of these down through here, I come through here one time, I had a whole carload, and as I turned the corner, I think it was that corner there, or one of these right here, everybody in the back seat had the bright idea that they were going to shift their weight towards the outside of the corner. So I'm hanging a right, they shift to the left, ass into the car, breaks loose, and I slide to the left. I think it was these corners. So I slid to the left. As I'm coming to the next corner to the right, it slides back over to the right, and then all the way back left, and then all the way back right. I think it was right through these corners. And I was probably somewhere around, for sure over 70, but could have been as high as 90 when it shook loose. And brought it all back through there. Of course, we've been drinking all day long. And I think I got to this section here, and I looked up in the mirror, and everybody was just stone cold quiet, just in shock. And I just started laughing. I said, I bet you sons of bitches don't do that shit again. And then I hammered down through here, and I took these corners about 140 in that Pontiac, just to get it. I believe, and I don't know this to be a fact, I did not ever get a top end radar, but I did have a friend who was a cop in Decatur at the time, and he did clock me at one pass at 189. I definitely got a radar by the Decatur Police Department at 189 by a friend on a bet over a bag of wheat. So, like I said, this was years ago. That's Crystal Lake right there to the right. Should be off go up the hill, and should be a school up here on the left, I believe. I'm surely they didn't change all of that. I think I just killed the bird, perhaps. And we're shutting her down. We're coming down off of 67 right there. You know what I mean? Well, we're going to respect town. So, here we are. Here's the speed limit. Here's what it's like to drive the speed limit around these corners. Anyway, that's a fun little trip down Skipper's Memory Lane. Not exactly 85, but, not a Pontiac Bonneville either. This is a T680 Kenworth with an empty 53-foot trailer. For the record, let's get a little of that trailer in the mirror. Can we see the trailer? Can we see it? Can y'all see that trailer in that mirror? Hope you can. Okay, we're gonna go here and reminisce about Mom with his sister, and yeah, I used to work right there. That used to be Peterson Research and Development. They're taking care of chickens. I know things about chickens that most people do not know, and yeah, I've hauled chickens, I've grown chickens. I've been to college about chickens. We went on the college campus in Fayetteville and taught the kids about chickens. And yeah, all kinds of chicken shit. My buddy Brandon Sourjaw used to live right there. He was in it. And right there, that white house right there. I can see it. I can't show it. We're in town. But yeah. Yep. I fought about 13 Mexicans in that graveyard one time when they first built them apartments. I mean, it was pretty crazy. I swatted the shit out of one of them with a garden rake.
In 1,000 feet,
And
arriving at destination.
it was quite the battle. It really was a battle too. Oh man. You gotta love it. There's always a cop around here. Always cops around here. I wonder if I can get away with parking right there. Let's see if we can get away with it. I think we
You have
can. I
arrived.
think we can. We're trying to get away with it. It would appear we have gotten away with it. Oh, yeah. I think there's actually a place to park a truck somewhere in this town. Where I was going anyway. But my sister lives right up that hill. So, just perhaps, we'll call this good enough. For now, anyway. Yeah, right across the street. Right across the street at this location right here. So you can see how the trade's going? See the trade? Oh, we just caught, yeah. See the trade's right there. See where it says the Gallery Cafe? Okay, now see that storm vent? Just on the other side of that, see there's another one right there. That whole row right there used to go. Underneath there is, it used to be an apartment, and I lived there, and I was back, there was a lot of shenanigans went on, and they never caught a skipper on foot in this town, I'm telling you right now. This town out here with all these, you got the train tracks, you got the lake down there, there's all these hills and stuff. They never caught a skipper on foot around here, not one single time, and that's saying something. And yes, they tried repeatedly. Like I didn't just, well, respect was earned anyway. But we used to smoke weed in that apartment, and people were walking down that sidewalk, and that used to be the. Yeah, that was the video store where it says Gallery Cafe. So that deal right there and that other. there's the quarter down there. See, I'd miss that quarter. There's big rocks down there. And I'd swing around the back side of that deal. And I'd have people in the car never been there before, right? See? See how this is? See that right there? Okay, so I would miss that quarter right there and swoop past that little train. And then I would, this was not the police station at the time. And then I would pop around here. And this one, I would swoop through there. I would just blindly jump that right there. Right here on this corner, I would grab the e-brake and swoop up into my parking spot. Was that it there? Seemed like there was a flat. Oh, it's on the other side right here. There's like a little ramp. Yeah, right here. Oh, they've changed it. See, they blocked it off. See, there's like a little awning top. Used to, back in the day. See where there's that little train deal. So I'd swoop through right here. I'd turn the corner, I'd swoop right up in there. And then from most angles, you didn't see. And they got that privacy deal right there. That wasn't there before. That was just a slab. And right underneath there, see, that's the door. So this right here, that's actually a slab. That's just overgrowth. There's concrete underneath there. And through those doors right there is a 5-bedroom apartment. It goes all the way across the whole thing, but the ceiling's really short. It's a super weird short. And then like right here was the plant. So that's the evisceration side. This was further processing. And yeah. And then previous to this place, I had another house. That first house I bought my mom. This road right here turns to the left. So you go past here, turns to the left, and there's a house right there on the left, and there's a hill right here. So you can walk out the back of the house, go over the hill, and there's a big step. And then people would come to get weed. And there was weed at the step. But I would take their car and I'd drive around here like this. And I'd drive out to Centerton, I'd drive down that road, hauling ass, circle around, come back. And then when I got right here, I'd drive over there and I'd park. And there's parking for the, yeah, see, there's the big rocks. They never move the big rocks. That's one thing. I mean, I'm talking about stuff that happened 30 years ago. I'm not even kidding. I'm not kidding at all. My daughter's 32, and these shenanigans were happening about the time, slightly after. Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, 25, 30 years ago. Anyway, so there's we used to come down here when there wasn't no work, and we would say, man, my filming sucks. Sorry, I've been talking more than filming. And my sister's house is the other direction, by the way. So they call it Simmons now, but the back it was Peterson's. You could go that way. You could swoop through there and pop out by the viaduct over yonder. Let's see. There's parking over yonder. And you see how that hill is? Yeah. I could totally take over this town. Okay, so see right up there? See that road? See that road? Just past them trucks. You can barely see that road going up. Look at the bed of that truck. You see that pavement just a little bit behind that little truck. So that was a thing. And then the back then this water was nasty, but we did catch fish bait and crawdads to eat. There used to always be chickens running loose out there from the live catch. And you just go down there, grab you a chicken, wring his neck, pull his guts out for a nice little fish bait. But anyway, I go back there, I park up there, I go up on the hill, get the weed out of the step, and then I'd just drive from there. I'd go around the corner, right back to the house, and you know, give them their bag, whatever they wanted. You know what I mean? But yeah, I would take off, and if you drive like a bat out of hell, then it's pretty obvious if anybody's following you. But this was a nice little house. But it used to stink over here, because that processing all them chickens stink like you would not believe. But this is a nice house over here. It's a little, just 2-bedroom house. Had nice, what you call it on there, front porch and back deck. And then she moved. We moved it out there by the what was it, Quickie Mart or whatever. Actually, that house is still there. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to see it. I guess I'm doing my walk outside right now. Did they put a fence around it? Is the house gone? Oh no, it's just way on down there. Dang it. I guess we walked this far. Looks like they put a whole new entrance in over here. Did they tear the house down for chicken plant stuff? Many things have changed. Yeah, this was not here. None of that was there. That whole driveway wasn't there. But I used to know the speed, what speed and what gear was most prosperous. No, there it is. There's the house right there. That's the first house I ever bought in my life. Cash money. There it is. Different colors. A lot of different colors. You guys see that deck right there? That whole front of that thing? I built all that. Stayed there. It's got a deal on the back too. They got sheds and stuff now. The sheds wasn't there. Yeah, see how it's got that back deck. That's where we had that pig named Fish. I tell everybody, I said, hey, you want to see my fish? And you go in there, it was a pot-bellied pig. He'd go like that, and he'd start flopping around trying to get up. Man. You talk about feeling old. Let's walk through here. I ain't never been over here. Yeah, all this was about like how it is over there. All right, well, that's Nostalgia Lane. I wonder if that stump is still up there. Probably get in trouble going up there. Probably get in trouble walking through here if I ain't careful. All right, Rock Hill.